Hey, Mag here. I thought I'd put this on video just because, you know, I can. But today I am going to be stripping the paint off of this Jackson Dinky, which is so appropriately named Janie from the song Janie's Got a Gun by Aerosmith. Haha. But yeah, so basically I'm going to be stripping all this stuff off. I've already taken a chisel to it to widen out this bit because it's a cheap guitar, so I'm going to be giving it a makeover and redoing pickups and all that. So I thought, why not just do a cool paint job this at the same time? It's going to take me a few days to get everything ready, but you know, bit of a simple. First off, I'm going to start by taking everything off, and then if that goes okay, I've got to cut all the strings off and whatnot and give it a good clean, and then I'm going to take the bridge out and then take all the wiring out, unsolder the jack socket and everything, and take the pickups out, wrap them up, and then put all the pieces of nuts and bolts and whatnot in places, and you know, so yeah, let's just hope it fucking works. Right, so I've taken all the strings off, and I've taken off pretty much everything made of metal. I took off the wee pick holder and put it in a bag and strap and whatnot on the bridge. I was a bit of a idiot, and when I took off the strings I didn't screw back in these wee little clamps here, so when I turned the guitar over, basically these two little pieces of metal there fell out, and I spent about half an hour looking for them, but I got them in the end. So I've just taken the neck off. I found that somebody's put this wee bit of card in here, so I don't think this is the right neck for this guitar for some reason. But it is actually a really good neck. So if all else fails, hail. But this body has been botched. I got this guitar in a guitar store in Stirling, which is great actually. But for what I traded in this piece of shit for it anyway. Yeah, so I think this guitar's been botched because it's got holes and stuff here, and you know, in the back of the body somebody's tried to screw another hole, which kind of sucks actually, so you know, pretty pissed. Anyway, it's full of little holes, which, you know, it was a cheap guitar anyway, but I'm gonna keep this piece of card for sentimental reasons. But aye, the neck's pretty good. So that's that bit sorted. Now all I've got to do next is take out all the wiring and whatnot, take out these little mountain rings and whatnot. So yeah, looks pretty good actually. Can't wait to get this thing actually repainted and everything and redone. Something rattling in it. Oh well. Beat. Right, so I tried to get all the electronics out and whatnot, and it just turned out to be so much fucking work, so much soldering and unsoldering. And you know, it's all tightly packed, so there's no spare wire or everything, so it'd be really hard to get it out. Well, you know. So instead, I just taped up, or just covered up most of the electronics with tape to stop most of the crap getting in. But yeah, so it should be alright. I mean, it's not going to stop all this crap and get stuff getting in. I've just tried to leave most of the paint exposed, but see how it goes. But yeah, so it's just basically covered in tape now. But yeah, we've got wee model numbers and shit on it. But, so I'm gonna get started and get this fucking paint off. So to take off most of the sand, I don't have like a disc sander with one of those really big sand discs. So I found the next best thing, and it's a Lucas mouse sander. Oh well. But so I'm going to use that to try and get the majority of the paint off, and to do more finer stuff I'm just going to use sandpaper and use apple grease. But yeah, let's get cracking. Right, I started this about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's now starting like 1:30. So, a few hours. Anyway, yeah, so the furthest I've got in that amount of time is, which I'll show you outside, it's probably easier. Managed to get rid of most of the paint off the front. Had a bit of trouble around like the volume and tone knobs and the three-way switch, but I'm gonna have a go at that with some sandpaper just in my hand and see how that goes. I've just started on the back just to start getting rid of it. It's getting along, but it's just taking fucking ages. but I'm thinking I might just leave it like as a natural wood finish, and then just put lots of varnish and stuff over it and make it look really old with some like really weak acid on, like, you know, all the chrome and all the floyd rose and stuff, you know, just to look, make it look really aged. But yeah, halfway there. Right, stopped for some lunch basically because it's 2:10 actually, so I got a little bit out. But yeah, I'm gonna have some lunch and I'm covered in crap, which is kind of shit, but anyway. So I'm gonna have a really nice thing, big thing of coffee. Lovely coffee, big mug. So gonna have some lunch, and then after that go back to pretty much destroying a Jackson Dinky. To be perfectly honest, it was a shit guitar to start with. I'm just gonna do it up. It's a good excuse to basically have my own Frankenstrap. But yeah, so I am going to finish up doing the sanding, then relic all the chrome, and then, you know, do some stuff after that. I'm thinking about maybe switching out the pickups because the ones that are in there are like Jackson's passive version of an EMG pickup. So it looks like an EMG, but it's completely passive, and it's got a heavy low end. So whatever you plug it into, no matter what setting you put onto, it's still going to sound like a really big metal guitar, which is not what I want to use it for practically everything. So I'm going to see if I can find some pickups to trade or something around here. You know, nice view outside and everything. Yeah, but yeah, so next I will be going back into the workshop of hell basically, because it's right back into the workshop. Motorhead CD, I'll be blasting some of that while I do some of the work. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, so that's the stage it is at the moment. Next time it'll be no paint on it whatsoever. Ah! Okay, just about to head to bed basically. Because I've got to go to town and do some stuff because I'm teaching basically, and I teach guitar, funny enough. But yeah, I got most of the paint off today. I'm gonna do the rest of it another day. But I brought the body into the house just because when the paint comes off of the guitar, basically, if you leave the wood exposed, it allows it to basically absorb all the moisture and stuff in the room. And if it's outside in the shed, it'll just get so fucking wet. I can leave the neck and everything because that's already been treated, and I'll be fine for a night. But the wood on the body, basically, if you can see that, all these bits here, all the really exposed bits, they'll end up warping, or, you know, it'll absorb all the moisture, and then if you bring it back into the house, basically, it gets cold and wet and then dry, warm and dry, basically. It'll start warping. That's the last thing I want. It'll be fine once I varnish and coat it in beeswax and stuff. But yeah, so that's it so far. The tape and everything's still around the pickups and shit. But yeah, I'm almost there. I've just got these two bits to do basically. I've got to get the top horn and I've got to get the rest of the bottom horn. There's only a wee bit on this bit. Oh. Get it done eventually. Right, day 2 of doing the guitar. I started this on Thursday, it's now Saturday, so I lost a day, and it's horrible outside. It's all miserable and stuff, so I'm inside the workshop again. And basically, I got most of the paint off apart from these bits. The bit on this bit of the bridge, because my mouse sander couldn't get in there, and sandpaper's just worthless against this really thick stuff. But I think it actually looks kind of cool, so I'm decided to keep it. And I'm using Rustin's Tweak Satin Varnish, basically. So I'm using that, and I've just painted 1 coat of varnish on it. So this is what it looks like with a fresh coat of varnish. It hasn't even dried yet. Still got all the tape and shit on it. Now, this is the first time I've actually done something like this, so if any of you leave any comments in the box saying, "No, you should have done this, you should have done that," I don't care, okay? First time, why not? It's a lot of fun. Anyway, it's a shit guitar anyway, so anyway, yeah. So next, after I've done that coat, I'll put on another coat and see how that looks. You're recommended to put 3 coats on, but that's if you really want to like make it really dark. So I might just put 1 coat on the top and then... Right, It's about maybe 3 and a bit hours later. Right, I have just applied the second coat of varnish to the guitar and it looks a bit like this, so it's a lot darker. There are ripple marks in the wood though, from where I've not applied it evenly, but it's my guitar so I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. But actually, I'm kind of proud of it so far. Turning it out alright. The front of it looks bitchin' actually. I kind of like the front. The front is very even. But yeah, so in short, I just stripped the paint off, sanded it all the fuck down apart from the wee bits that I left, because I think they look okay. And I've applied 2 coats of varnish with teak in them. So basically, it's going to darken the wood a hell of a lot down. Now, I want to apply the 3rd coat to just the outside, the side of it and the back, and I want to leave the front with just 2 coats of varnish, just so it looks a little bit lighter. If all goes to plan, that'll be alright. I've got it sitting outside, basically, so it's pretty cold, so I've just placed a heater here, going at about mid-heat, mid-strength, just to give it a little bit of a whoosh. Right, I just got up this morning. Yesterday I had the 2nd coat of varnish on, and then I just left it overnight. When I got in this morning, basically I decided, you know what, it looks good with just 2 coats, so I've just left it with the 2 coats. I can always put another one on if I need to. It's really easy to take apart. But strings, tools to put the strings on. This is what it looks like once I put the neck and some of the bits back on. It's not perfect. This bit here is really nice though. But yeah. So yeah, hopefully. Right, here it is. Completely set up, completely finished. Maybe I need to tweak the bridge a wee bit because I've just literally set it up. But I'll just pop that there. Here's just a quick demo how it sounds. It's on a shitty little practice amp, so please bear that in mind.